Did you do your personal statement yet?
Make sure it's not longer than
Don't
a page
forget
and
to
a
work
half.
on your personal statement. Did you do your personal
Make sure
statement
it's
yet?
not longer than a
तुम
page and a half.
बिल्कुल बेकार इंसान
Don't
हो।
forget to Did you work do your
on your
personal
personal
statement yet?
statement?
Make sure it's not longer
Did
than
you
a
do your
page and a
personal
half.
statement yet?
तुम बिल्कुल
Don't
बेकार
forget to
इंसान
work
हो।
on your
Make sure
personal
it's not
statement. Did you do your
longer
personal
than
do your personal statement yet?
Make sure it's not longer than a
Don't
page
forget
and
to
a
work
half.
on your personal
Did you
statement.
do your personal
Make
Make
sure
sure
it's
it's
not
not longer than a
तुम
page and a half.
बिल्कुल बेकार इंसान
Don't
हो।
forget to work on your personal statement yet. Make sure it's not longer than a personal statement yet. Don't forget to work on your personal statement yet. Make sure it's not longer than a personal statement yet.
Explain to someone in less than 2 pages, preferably 1.5, the entirety of who you are. Explain to someone in less than 2 pages, preferably 1.5, the entirety of who you are. Include your defining traits, your likes and dislikes, your inclinations, your hobbies, your goals and aspirations. Include still your life growing up, the life experiences that shaped you as a person and part of the world, the events that struck you to your core. Explain what you want to do with the rest of your life. Explain all that may be relevant to understanding you. Write this properly, precisely, concisely, coherently, cohesively, perfectly. Write your personal statement and mind the page count. I am not a 12-point font, single-spaced, 1-inch margins, 2-page statement, let alone 1.5 pages. I have not lived a life that can be summed into the brevity of a mere 2 pages. The traits that define me are many, the things I like and dislike are as vast and varied, each with reasons of their own. My inclinations and hobbies carry weighted stories, my goals and aspirations equally so. My life growing up and every day since have molded me into the me I am today, from the smallest events of collecting caterpillars in the schoolyard during first grade recess to heading a national organization as vice president from my senior year of high school into college. The things that reverberate in my every step, being diagnosed with a life-altering medical condition at the age of 13, the passing of a close friend at the age of 17, falling in love and getting married at 18, finding out my newlywed husband had brain cancer at the age of 19, becoming his caretaker through the ages of 20 and 21, losing my godfather in the midst of that chaos. Yet I am not defined by these things. If someone asked me what I like to do, I would answer that I like to take an interest in life and all things adventure. I enjoy crocheting, gardening, learning new languages and cultures. I am an enthusiast in the realms of tea, essential oils, yarns, makeup, exercise, and food. I started my own henna business when I was 17 and added a small boutique to the business ventures a year later. I like nothing better than to volunteer my time and resources in any way I can to help those in need. I cringe at selfishness, arrogance, intolerance towards others, and jealousy. I gravitate towards people with a good sense of humor, and laughing is perhaps my favorite thing in the world. My problems do not come first or second to anyone else's. They are simply my problems, and I hold them to the regard of being just that. They are not to be compared or considered better or worse than another's. I veer on the side of understanding as opposed to comparing, and I admire others who can put their problems aside in the same way and look at issues with an objective lens when necessary. My life is not a sob story. I do not pity myself, and I do not pity others. I have had enough difficulties in my life to understand fully that life is not to be controlled, but rather just to be lived. I have a very go-with-the-flow mentality towards all things that are out of my control. I am content with whatever life offers me and just as content with all that it denies me. I tried my utmost to make the best of every situation, good or bad. There is often pain behind this mindset, but set is my mind, and I have found the pain to be less with a positive outlook. I do not know many young people facing the trials and tribulations I have faced in my short time on this earth. Although I wish people could understand the battles I fight, there is no way for them to unless they were in my shoes, and I would not wish the same experiences on anyone. There are a certain set of sounds that strike a chord in me. A particular beeping of the monitor, a clock ticking, quiet oxygen pumps working, the soft breathing of the world. I am back in the ICU, sitting by the side of my friend, helpless, as she fought for her life and lost. I am back in the ICU, working day in, day out, sitting by the side of my husband as we fought for his life and won. These sounds haunt me to this day. the slow drip of my husband's cerebrospinal fluid being siphoned out of his swollen head through an external ventricular drain, the vision of his hands being unable to move, of teaching him to hold a spoon again after his first brain surgery, helping him to write his name again, helping him take his first steps again. These memories push me towards my passion for medicine and add a conviction in my resolve to pursue my goal of becoming a compassionate doctor against all odds. These invaluable experiences could fill a book and then some, let alone this statement. In these 1.5 pages, I would like to reiterate that I am not defined by the tragedies of my life. I am defined by the way I choose to choose happiness in the face of them. I am defined by my drive to help others, by my desire to do the best and be the best for more than just myself. I am defined by my sheer grit in taking the world one day at a time, whilst knowing that no matter what I do, tomorrow is not guaranteed for me or my goals. I am defined by the laughter that bubbles up inside me when I think about how ludicrous the curveballs in my life have been, and by the tears that stream down my face only when I think about the pain of those around me. I will always choose to laugh. I will always choose to help the other. I will always choose to make the choice of happiness, even when it seems life is hanging by a thread. As a physician, I will impart positivity on my patients. I will show them the utmost care and look for only the best options to treat them. I will ask about their families and tell them about mine. I will share in their sorrow and their happiness. I will joke with them and build the trust between us. I will give my all to shed light on the truth of this profession, one of unending sympathy, empathy, and consideration. I will not be the doctor who shows up late, who is cold to her patients, who is arrogant in status, from bosses to colleagues to patients to help staff. My goal is to become a doctor of good nature and of good heart, and to use the lessons I have learned through life to allow others to smile, to help them to never forget their laugh. Did I make the page count? Yeah, they're never gonna take this.